Sometimes people ask, how can there be a God outside of time and space? How can there be anything outside our universe that has created or has any relation to this universe? Is it magic, or what are you proposing exactly? Can we explain this in a way that we can understand? Let's try to do so. Good day, everyone. We are living in an age where our technology has taught us some things and have gave us ideas that were not available to people before us. So actually, today, we can more and more understand how can there be something that's totally outside our perceptions, totally outside our time and space, and yet is creating this whole reality that we are in. For us to answer the question of, let's explain God, or how is God, let's agree first that this is not something that we can achieve exactly. Because no matter how much you try to explain red color to somebody who is blind, you cannot explain what red color is. You cannot explain any color because he has never seen what a color means. Likewise, you cannot explain what is the sound of music or the sound of a bird to somebody who has been born deaf. But you can make approximations. You can give him an example from something that he feels and perceives, so he can make a comparison and understand. You can tell him, for example, a red color is like something hot. A blue color is like cold water. You will use what he understands to give him a sense of what he never experienced. You can tell him, for example, that the sound of music is like the touch of silk, because he has the sense of the touch. But is the sound of music the same as silk? No. So let's imagine this. Having said what I have said, let's imagine this under the condition that nobody will tell me that I am, for example, advocating a simulation theory. Let's assume that we have this very, very nice computer program where there are AI creatures. Let's say that this computer program is so advanced that those AI creatures actually do have their own intellect and their own free will, like us. Let's call them the cyborgs. The cyborgs do not realize that their very existence is a piece in the memory where their data is, and a chunk of the computer processing power that is essentially giving them the ability to process this information and to be. Their whole universe is in the computer. However, they cannot observe the physical being of the computer. But furthermore, they have no way to observe or understand the existence of a programmer or a user for that computer who is essentially running their whole world. Set aside understand his physical being and his essence. To that user or programmer, the essence of time is completely different. For the cyborgs, time is a digital clock. He can press pause on the program, and for them time will be completely frozen, while time outside of the computer is flowing normally. He can fast forward the program to the future and see future events, and then pause it and rewind it back to a certain point where it will be restored. He can hence understand everything that will happen in the future, without the cyborgs having the least idea about the fact that this has happened. He can look at the map of the whole universe that they are living in and simultaneously understand what is happening all over the map, while each cyborg on its own can only see its surroundings. He can even spawn this whole universe using a computer command, spawn a creature at any part of it, move mountains, create oceans, and create seas, just by saying be, just by typing in a command. Gamers used to call it hacks or admin rights, or using codes to create a new dinosaur or shift mountains from their place. For the programmer or the user of the cybernetic world, his word is enough to create anything that for the cyborgs will take huge amount of effort, processing power and resources. For the programmer, it's nothing. It is just a word. Through this example, we can have a very thin idea of what it means that there is a supreme being outside of our world who is omnipotent, which means that he can make anything happen, who is omniscient, which means that he can know, or he does know, everything, any place, any point of time, that he can see the future without making us do the future that he wants. He can also see the past. For the cybernetic organisms in the electronic world, the point at which this universe has started is the beginning of time. There is no way that they can understand what was there before that point of time. But for the programmer or the user outside of the computer, this has been just the point where he started the program by saying run or double-clicking this universe. At any point of time, he can shut down this complete universe, completely change it, and regenerate the same organisms once again, resurrecting them into a completely new universe that has completely new laws of physics and completely different relations between causes and effects that he can call for them the afterlife. And only specific beings in the previous universe will be able to pass to the next level according to the rules that he has set. This is a small parable, but is God like this and are we like this? Are we living in a simulation? No, we are not living in a simulation. This is a real universe. Real to us. Real to our being. But us not being able to observe what is outside this universe does not mean that there is nothing outside it. But the very observation that this universe has a beginning, and that before that beginning this universe was not there, immediately means, by applying the very simple laws of causality, that someone has created this universe. And essentially, he must be outside of it. He must be superior to its laws to be able to create it. He must be the one who is sustaining it. He has the ability to change his rules. He has the ability to completely shut it down and restart it. He creates us the way he wants to create us. He is omnipotent and omniscient. I hope that everybody who's watching this episode understand that this is just a parable to explain to the blind man what is the red color. But we have to all understand that no matter how much we tell him that red is like hot, that he will not understand what is really red until he can see. We will all see when we leave this world, but then it will be too late. We have a short window to run our intellect, to look around us, to notice that this universe must have a creator, that we as beings with this intellect, with this free will, are programmed to be the way that we are by the creator of the universe. Because life does not come from non-life, universes do not pop out of nothingness, and free will is not a calculation in our brain. I pray for peace of heaven and happiness for those who use their intellect and who use their senses to find the truth and not be deceived by the boundaries of this universe. Peace be upon you all. Please share this message with those who need it. Click your subscription button and your notification bell to get more episodes as we issue 2 or 3 episodes every week. See you again soon.